Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Women Making HERstory series. I am Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network, and we put this series together highlighting 31 visionary women who are all making HERstory, quite frankly, just like you are. And today I have the privilege of introducing you to an extraordinary woman that I am proud and delighted to call my very dear friend, Ava Charlotte. Hello. So glad you could be here.
Hi, Nancy. Thanks for having me. Always an honor and a pleasure.
Yes, it is for me as well, and it will be for our viewers. Let me share a little bit about Ava and her background. Ava Charlotte is an acclaimed facilitator of transformation, inspiring deep and lasting change through her presence, wisdom, and ability to allow existence itself to flow through her so that you can live a more empowered, happy, productive, and peaceful life. For more than 25 years, she has been working worldwide with individuals, groups, and corporations, mentoring, giving talks, holding seminars, and leading journeys. But most of all, holding space for transformation to occur. And by the way, Ava Charlotte actually means the giver of life offers a reflection for you to set yourself free. Welcome to my friend, Ava Charlotte, the giver of life. You did that so well.
Isn't that true for all of us as women, though?
Yes. Oh, that is true. That's the gift that we have to create life.
Yeah.
So Ava, you have traveled the world. You have led, journeys, thousands and thousands of people that you've spoken before. You've been walking this earth as an agent of love and peace, holding a space for people to transform into their best selves. Like that's what you embody. We're doing this series about women making HERstory, more and more women stepping up, and to share a little bit about your journey into stepping out and becoming who you are today.
Yeah, when you present me that way, it sounds like I came in that way and always walked with peace. And in a way, that's true for all of us, because that's the essence of what we are. But we forget that. And it's a journey coming back to being able to embody it and live it. And that's been my passion and driving force for as long as I can remember. Because that is my desire, that's something I deeply, deeply want. Life keeps bringing me the people and the situations and the opportunities to make that happen. And sometimes that's glorious and blissful and fantastic, and sometimes it's painful and disappointing and fills me with doubt. And it's all perfect in what I'm saying I really want. And by viewing my life that way, that's how I continuously change, because I'm not done in any way, shape, or form. It's an ongoing journey.
Yes.
And with every experience I have in my own personal life, there's an opportunity to deepen into that presence and the power that is innately ours as humans.
So let's talk for a minute. You brought it up. You need to grab that. See, the world is calling her. They're always wanting her. We're lucky we have.
Is that me? I have nothing going on in my end.
It sounds like Skype, actually.
My Skype is off.
That's all good. It's all. She's very popular. Look how lucky we are.
Well, my apologies. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it's
everything's off. My phone is off. Skype is off.
We were meant to have that in the moment. So
see, that's one of those things.
Right.
Where do you go with something like that internally?
Yeah.
Because what you hold in yourself as your own vibration, like I can go into guilt and shame and all kinds of being stressed, all kinds of reactions to something like that. Or the dog barking.
Yeah, he's doing it for us, right?
And in an additional answer to your question, by continuously being vigilant in all of these, because things do arise within me, absolutely. Absolutely, I have that stress coming up when something starts beeping. But I'm so attuned to what's going on in myself that I bring myself back to, okay, there's an aspect present in the core of us, which I call peace or presence, that's always like the still surface of a lake.
Mm-hmm.
And by bringing my attention there, I bring that into whatever is going on.
Mm.
And if the situation is extreme enough, it's not going to take it away. At least I haven't mastered that completely yet. I know it's possible, but it brings the peace into the chaos, and there's a release and a calmness. And
I want to make sure that you just heard what she shared, because the chaos will occur. The question is, how do we find peace in the face of chaos? Right? It's not that problems are going to go away. Problems are going to happen.
yeah,
And I think your philosophy and your way of being around this that you alluded to a few minutes ago, sometimes transformation is light and happy and love, and sometimes it's painful and messy and ugly. How do we find the value or the lessons in that contrast? Like, in the midst of the storm, what do we do?
acceptance.
Mm.
That's the easiest, simplest way I can answer that. That doesn't mean it's easy. But if we can come to a place of acceptance of whatever is, we truly can be at peace. It doesn't, again, mean that my body and my emotions and even my mind will not be in chaos, but I can be in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I find a little contradictory or misleading in the transformational world today is how there is a belief that life can be without all of that, or without the pain and suffering and chaos. But that's part of life. It's part of humanness. Look at nature. It's filled with abundance, but it's also filled with animals starving to death. It's part of life.
My greatest lesson came about 15 years ago on this topic, and I was at some spiritual retreat, or I can't even remember. I got there totally by accident and got one of my greatest life lessons. And so the teacher gets up and he says, all right, so everybody, I want you to think about a beautiful blue sky with a rainbow is painted upon it, and you're in this gorgeous meadow. What do you think of that? And people are like, it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's fabulous, it's wonderful. All right, now I want you to think about a hurricane ravaging through a town and taking down houses. Oh, that's bad, that's this. And now I just want you to think about Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth is amazing. Well, it's all part of it, right? It's all one, and we have one life with all of those experiences. So valuable lesson for us. So thank you.
We live in avoidance of that, and that avoidance, that resistance is what creates the suffering in my own personal experience. And being able to come to acceptance releases that. And it doesn't take away the pain again, but you can be with pain, whatever it is, emotional, physical.
Yeah. So good.
Peace can be present. And what I was getting to in this transformational confusion is that you can get to where you separate yourself so much from life that you can find that peace, but you live in separation. And I know for sure I did that. And I found a place where I really could be calm, centered, and happy no matter what. But I was separated. And being able to be very present and embodied and here with all the aspects of my being, that also means I feel everything. Everything, not just the good stuff.
Yeah.
And there's bliss in that, in a backward sort of way. There's bliss in pain.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
When there's no resistance, there can be bliss in pain. bliss is always present. Peace, abundance is always, always present and available to us. We just need to remember how to tap into it, which is really what we are. Tap into ourselves.
Getting back into that, yeah. So thank you, and for all of our viewers, be sure Ava Charlotte's website is in the link below. Connect with her. She's an amazing speaker, facilitated retreats with us, and brings so much to our experiences. So reach out to her. Let's talk about the women's movement, as it were. Let's talk about that for a minute. Part of our inspiration for doing this series is to create a platform for more women to share their voices, to get out and speak more, what they're up to, the changes they're creating in their lives, and the difference they're making in the world. And there's a lot going on today about masculine energy, feminine energy. Can you speak to that for a little bit?
Yes. It's always interesting when the subject of women's movement come up, and we don't need a women's movement and a men's movement. We need a human movement, where male and female, man and woman, can walk together in harmony and balance. And if we look at our world today, especially the Western world, it's very dominated by the male way of doing things, and therefore also by men, because that way of doing things is natural for them. And for us as women, our only way to become powerful, as it has been, is to utilize our masculine energy and become more male in our expression and our way of doing things. And it's more hierarchical and go get it and grab and all of that stuff, which is fantastic and good. But it becomes so imbalanced with the circular, compassionate, communal, nurturing energy that is the female energy. And I'm not saying that women needs to go back in front of the stove and not be in the workforce. It's nothing to do with that at all. We need to be out there and be powerful and strong. But by being women, by finding balance within ourselves of our male and female energies.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and you know, it's interesting because I think that when women's liberation started, you know, in the 70s, when it was really strong, and that was the model I grew up with. In order to get ahead, in order to get what you wanted, you had to actually act like a man. You had to show up. You had to do this, da, da, da. And the truth is, we don't need to do it that way. As a matter of fact, as women, our power comes from our magnetism, you know, and a natural way of attracting in. So,
exactly. So the givers of life.
We're giver, right? We're giver, like you said. We're the givers of life. So, and I agree with you. It's not about a women's movement. And, you know, yes, this is Women's Prosperity Network. Join the movement. And the movement, like you said, is about us all rising together so that one day it's not his story, you know, his story or her story. It's our story. That's the goal of this process of what we're about, of creating that synergy and balance.
Yeah, and absolutely we need to uplift women and give them equal rights and all of that. Absolutely. But let's not make it into a movement that is against men.
Agreed, 100%.
It's very easy to fall into that. And that was not going to help us in the long run.
No. So good. So share a woman in history who's made an impact or been an influence for you.
Well, there are many powerful women through history that have done just what we talked about. They claimed their spot and made it happen. Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, like many, many, many women. But what really comes for me when you ask that question are the women I have met through my travels in indigenous groups that are matriarchal, and how they do it so differently. I just spent time in people called the Waitaha in New Zealand. I've spent a lot of time with them, and I was very confused by it in the beginning. They're a matriarchal system, and all I saw was men. Because the men are the ones out there hunting, speaking, hunting in the modern way. But they report back every day. They report back to the women, and the women take in all the information and make decisions, and then the men go out. And the way they hold their power and strength without the need to stepping into the role play we adopted in the Western world in order to feel that we are empowered as women. They don't have that at all. They're just very grounded in being the root of the society, the womb of the society, where everything is born out of. It's like a seed that comes from the women and it's birthed through them, and then the men take it into the world.
Wow.
But they hold it. And that's so amazing to witness. And we lack that so much in the Western world.
Wow, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can feel the power in that.
Yeah.
That what I heard was really embodying creation just by our beingness, not our doingness.
Yeah.
Right.
And as women, which we have totally forgotten, that as women, we have that so naturally in our physicality of this birthing of energy itself, the creation itself, anything, and part of to birth anything, not just another child, but anything in this world of forms. And that is so much part of being all that we are as women, including emotions. We're so tapped into that, the emotional aspect, the connectivity with everything, and feeling everything, and perceiving, and just being in the flow. All of that's crucial for creation, crucial. Yes. And when you step out into the world as it is right now, in the Western world at least, that's frowned upon, and we're hysterical, and all of that.
Yeah, and what's beautiful is that I see a shift happening for more and more allowing of emotions to be expressed, to come from a heart-centered place, both for women and for men.
Yes.
That is it's part of them too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. It comes easier for us because that's how we're built energetically, but they have it. Men need to find a balance between male and female energies just as we do.
Yeah. So good, my friend.
Their feminine energy. Well, we all do, because it's been suppressed in all of us. It's suppressed by men and women.
Correct.
It's men suppressing the female energy. It's men and women suppressing the female energy.
Well, it's the cultural climate that we've been accustomed to and bred into, and that's part of what this movement is about.
Yay!
Hey. All right, my friend, thank you for making time to be with us today amidst all your world travels and all the great work you're doing in the world. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for this movement. You do great stuff as always.
Yes, I appreciate it. Following the call. That's just what I keep. The phone rings, I answer it. Okay, now we're doing this. Okay.
Yep. You're the one.
I'm the one. Yep. So, thank you, my friend. So are you.
Yep.
And so are you out there watching. So be the one. Take action. First of all, connect with Ava. You can see she is an amazing, extraordinary human being. So connect by clicking on the link below to go to her website. And then also, if you have not done so, click on the other little button there that says join the movement. Join us in this beautiful spirit of women coming together, men and women celebrating, so that, yes, my friends, it won't be history or her story, it's our story. Thank you for being with us, and check your inbox for the next segment being released tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Ava.
Thank you. Love you all.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye.